The disturbance itself is still over Texas. By tonight, it will have an opportunity to become a Tropical Storm Arthur as it moves through the northwest Gulf and up towards the Louisiana coast. Now, I'm going to show you the cone. Here we go. This is the latest cone. Now, you look at this and you think we're in the clear in southeast Louisiana. I'm going to explain why this really isn't a great scenario for us in central and southeastern Louisiana. The center of the low is going to hug the Texas coast. That's 7 a.m. tomorrow. It's south of areas like Corpus Christi. It's south of Houston tomorrow afternoon. And then it's probably making landfall somewhere near the state line, maybe over towards Lake Charles by Wednesday night. All the rainfall with this system is going to be on the far eastern side. So the low pressure and the tropical storm is likely going to track right along the coast, but there's a lot of wind shear, and that's likely going to push all the rain east into, let's say, Lafayette, Baton Rouge, even New Orleans or South Mississippi. So I really don't want you to focus on the cone. This is one of those classic examples of the cone really tells about 1/10 of the story. And there's what I want to show you. I want to show you how this evolves and why this cone really does not paint the picture on where the worst weather is going to be with this future tropical storm. So the low pressure, it's spinning off the Texas coast as we go through tonight. In fact, the hurricane hunters are going to go check it out this evening at about 10:45. We're going to watch this start to wrap up. Here we are. We may have a tropical storm by tomorrow morning south of Houston. Here it is. Classic sheared storm. All the rain is on the east side and moving up towards Louisiana. Now, I was just going over some high-resolution data, and it really is painting a picture of significant rain somewhere in South Louisiana. Now, I wish I could tell you exactly where the heaviest of the rain is going to fall. I wish I could tell you it was going to be in Lafayette or New Orleans at 2 p.m. on this day. I can't do that, but what I can do is tell you this low is going to move inland, and all this rain, starting as early as Wednesday afternoon, is going to start to move inland. I'm thinking the worst of the heavy rain here in southeast Louisiana is going to be Wednesday night into early Thursday morning. That right there is a problem. So you don't need a big bad storm right over you to cause you big problems with this type of setup. That right there could lead to significant flooding across southeast and south central Louisiana. There's several high resolution models that now bring the heaviest of the rain into our area. Now, this could still shift around. We got to wait and see how this low pressure evolves off the Texas coast, but I really have to start messaging one of the more extreme scenarios when I've got multiple high-resolution models showing something significant in our area. By Thursday at 2 a.m., notice we're still in some of these bands that are leading to a lot of rain, and that low pressure is starting to lift north. So we had that mesh just come through there on radar. How much rain does it produce? Well, here's that's the problem. And so whenever we get a band of rain like this, it's going to be moving over the same areas. The rainfall rates are easily going to be over 3 to 6 inches an hour, maybe even higher in some of these storms. And the rain can really start to add up to significant totals. Now, if you were watching earlier this morning, I was showing this high resolution models, and I was showing you an update every couple of hours. And this area where the highest rainfall totals were, which is in black here, it was shifting around some. But one thing it was consistently doing was putting it somewhere between Lafayette and South Mississippi. That includes New Orleans, that includes the North Shore, that includes Baton Rouge. And this really could be a problem for a couple of our communities here Wednesday into Wednesday night and early Thursday morning. By the way, some of the model numbers these are spitting out is over 15 inches of rain. Now, we aren't locked in on exact placement in these types of things, but the atmosphere is capable of producing a lot of rain Wednesday night into Thursday. So again, I don't want to scare you here, but we got to take rain seriously down here on the Gulf Coast, especially where we're so flood prone. And this really could end up being a major rainmaker for areas along the Gulf Coast. So how I see it is I wouldn't get locked on that right there, right over us. I mean, that looks bad. It would be bad, but this could move west. It could shift even further west, closer to Lafayette. Baton Rouge could be somewhere in between, could be further this way. We don't really know just yet, but we do know there is a scenario where parts of South Louisiana are going to get soaked by a lot of rain, and that cone doesn't really tell the story at all. The cone has the storm center over here. Look where the rain is. It's way over here. So it's one of those things where the cone is almost going to be, it's really not useful when you're trying to convey how much rain we could end up getting. So my main concern with all this is going to be for extremely heavy rain across Louisiana. The flood risk, I probably need to bump this up even higher. I will say if we do get a tropical storm out of this, if we do get Tropical Storm Arthur, we very well could have some strong wind gusts in our coastal communities. Even across the metro and the lake, we could have some strong winds. Here we are Wednesday afternoon and evening. You can see we've got gusting 30, 35, 40 miles an hour or so, and that'll continue as we go into Wednesday night. There could occasionally be some 40-plus mile-per-hour wind gusts going into early Thursday. So that is really a secondary concern. This is not going to be a windstorm. This is going to be a rainstorm. Now, here are the tropical storm watches they have issued. They go from Morgan City all the way back down to Houston. So the strongest winds are going to likely be a little closer to the low pressure itself. But I do think our coastal communities, while not currently included in a tropical storm watch, you need to plan on there being some tropical storm wind gusts here for areas like Grand Isle, Cocodrie, Chauvin, even Homa. Again, we're not talking damaging winds over, hurricane force, nothing like that, but certainly could have some winds over 30 to 40 miles per hour at least at times. So that's where we stand right now. That is the latest on our potential tropical cyclone that we're going to be tracking here as we go through the next several days. This is going to be moving out over the Gulf later tonight. The hurricane hunters are going to go check it out. It's going to send a big swath of rain up into South Louisiana as we head into later Wednesday, into Wednesday night, and into Thursday. That's likely going to be the worst of it. So the center of it, it probably stays west of us. But all that rain on the sheared storm, I think it's going to travel from Lafayette, Baton Rouge, New Orleans, and that's why we could see significant flooding starting Wednesday into Wednesday night and leading into Thursday. I'm going to continue this discussion. We're going to send you back to, what are we at? 10 o'clock, 10:06. The Price is Right is on. We're going to send you to that, but I'm going to continue streaming this on our WWL app. We'll dive into this in a lot more detail, going into really the root of what's going on here if you want to join me there. But in the meantime, we'll send you back to The Price is Right.
This has been a severe weather alert from WWL Weather, sponsored by Higginbotham Insurance and Financial Services.